Hi, I'm Arnav Sahni from Global Citizen India. Global Citizen is a social action platform that encourages youth to take action towards the Sustainable Development Goals, and in particular, Development Goal 6, water sanitation. Today, we're here to talk to our experts about fecal sludge management, which is a part of Sustainable Development Goal 6. To introduce my first panelist, Mr. Shashank, welcome. Mr. Shashank is the CEO of the CDD Society. And my question to you is, what is the need for fecal sludge management and what is fecal sludge management?
Thanks, Arnav. What is fecal sludge management? It is a set of practices which ensures safe collection, transportation, treatment and disposal of human excreta, which is collected on site. So if that's a lot of jargon, then I'll explain it a little better. 72% of India's toilets are connected to what you call pits. So these pits fill up over a period of time. And then somebody comes and helps you empty those pits. Now, once it is emptied, then it needs to be taken to a safe place to be treated properly and then disposed of or reused. If you do all of this in a scientific, planned manner, without polluting the environment, without causing health hazards, that would be proper fecal sludge management, right? Where is the need for fecal sludge management? Like I said, 72% of India's toilets are connected to these systems. And with the Swachh Bharat and the toilet building, these are the systems which are expanding the fastest. So there's definitely a heavy need to go in and find good solutions, reliable, robust methods to address this problem. It's a big problem and we need solutions quickly.
And where do you think India stands on this scale currently?
India has, there are a lot of efforts ongoing, starting with building the toilets the right way. So a lot of organizations, my partner organizations in the field, the NFSSM Alliance, these are organizations promoting the right type of containment systems. Yeah, even the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is promoting how to build the right type of containment systems. It starts from there, the right type of trucks to collect the fecal sludge, the enabling parameters like policies. We are working at the state level with several state governments. All my partners are engaged at the state level. Even at the national level, we heard the mission director today talk about a policy being put out for public response. So different actors in their own way are acting in different parts of the fecal sludge value chain and the verticals, getting together an enabling environment. So India is making rapid strides towards addressing the problem. We are a long way off, but we're making a very good and a very sustained beginning.
Thank you. The other speaker with us is Mr. Stefan, who's the director of BORDA. My question to you, Mr. Stefan, is the world aware of FSM at large?
The world is a big place, so we have largely an area where over the past 150 years, when it started in London, there was an awareness kicked off by health issues. So the awareness was there that we need to change something, and it evolved from getting rid of the matter, for example, by flush toilets and sewer networks, into, oh, that's not everything, we're just deplacing or removing our problem from the household to the river, then progressively starting to manage and to treat what comes out of the toilet. So the world is aware, I would say, in different levels. If we look at it from the eagle's eye perspective, saying the UN level, the United Nations General Assembly has voted in September 2015 a sustainable development goal, meaning by the year 2030, we will have universal access and safe management of wastewater and toilet pit content by the year 2030. So that's said on the global level. We are aware in many parts of the world it's already happening, but a big part of the world over the past 15 years, during the Millennium Development Goals period, saying from year 2000 until 2015, the access to sanitation, including fecal sludge management questions, has largely failed. It is the goal which has been mismatched but in the highest way. So that means we have been ignoring that problem, and that has been taking place repeatedly. So I would say we are aware now on the top level, but the sector itself is largely showing an almost neurotic behavior by increasing the deployment of fresh water, by that increasing the amount of potentially untreated wastewater. So this is the moment of waking up, of getting aware, and the biggest problem where the biggest amount of pathogen concentration is the fecal sludge. So complementing on your answer, what is fecal sludge management? There are wastewater conveyance systems. So there you would treat as a wastewater everything which is in liquid phase. But the most and the biggest concentration, which is still, for example, remaining in the septic tank, if that is emptied and discharged into a river, that's a catastrophe, and that makes our nalas smell very nicely. So the content of pits, the content of septage is maybe, in the sense, if we want to cope with the problem progressively, that's the biggest challenge, and that's where we would need to start. Another command also given today in this wonderful event at the FSM4 conference, 30% of India's urban population is covered by so-called wastewater treatment collection or by wastewater conveyance systems. I'm not saying that's treated everywhere, but it's at least collected. Now's the time to concentrate on the neglected 70%. So if we want to really make sure that no one is left behind in this endeavor, that it's an inclusive solution for everyone, it's high time to concentrate on those who have not been collected so far, who have not been connected. So this is why I think the term of fecal sludge management, to me, is exactly meaning that. Let's concentrate on the 70% now, and actually it would also be quite wise to invest in those comparatively cheaper solutions than rebuild our cities and extend the sewer network. No, this needs to happen in a parallel way.
And one more question. Do you think there is a need to bring people in this movement, bring awareness amongst the masses at large?
Absolutely. Point number one, India, Bangladesh, all the countries of the world in December 2015 have voted in favor of a human right for water and an additional human right on sanitation. So it's considered a human right to have access to decent sanitation. All the health studies tell us it's important. Now, there are two ways of looking at the people's movement. You could look at one side, okay, we want our sanitation and we want it now, could be one way to look at it. But I would think we should not necessarily translate from top down, you know, the human right and so on. People should have a decent living, a decent home, a decent environment. And for that, sanitation is the first thing you start with, even before going to meditation, like Swamiji said it this morning. So it should be, it's a basic thing. The responsibility, however, the political responsibility to provide that, to regulate that, to control that, to develop the right policies is upon the elected political representatives. But I would dream of it to become a movement where people not necessarily go on the street asking for FSM. They should just be aware and ask their politicians before they put their vote, what are you going to do to improve my livelihood, my environment, having clean water and a toilet, which is not only a toilet, but the whole management of what comes out of the toilet.
Thank you so much, Stefan and Shashank, for this interview.